Well, today I'm back in a more traditional vehicle. This is the 2022 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Now, last year I did get a chance to do on the 2021 RAV4 Prime, which is the battery electric hybrid, so it actually has a range of, I think, 40 miles, give or take, of pure electric mode. This is the more traditional hybrid. So typically you're going to pay a little bit less for similarly equipped vehicle than you would on the battery plug-in Prime model, but this is not a plug-in hybrid. So there are benefits to, I guess, both, depending on how you look at it. But right now, it all depends on what you're looking for. So let's tear into this guy. Hey folks, welcome back to techgooch, and this is going to be a little bit more abbreviated than some of my past few videos that have been a little bit more kind of all over the place and in depth in certain regards, because I did a review on the 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrid, which the thing about that specific vehicle is, I think right now, with gas prices being what they are, and everybody sitting where they do currently with these vehicles, and what people kind of want, where everything is kind of going. If you can get a RAV4 Prime where you are located, they're not easy to come by. That's, I think, the biggest detriment to that specific vehicle. Those plug-in hybrids are great because you're not going to get the range anxiety you would with a traditional electric vehicle, although I think some of that is definitely manufactured, coming from a person that actually owns an EV. But that said, I do want to at least point out the fact that this is going to be easier, I think, to get a hold of than the Prime models. One of the vehicles I actually was looking at when I actually bought my EV was a Prime Toyota, and it was so insanely hard to get. But coming back, you're here to take a look at this, which is the 2022 RAV4 Hybrid. I do want to go into the standard walk around the vehicle, the standard walk through, and show you the interior. I love this interior. Now, I like tan interiors. That's what I found out accidentally when I got a full-size Silverado, actually my first full-size truck I ever bought back in 2006. And had a tan interior, and at first I wasn't like, I don't know if I really want that, but it was all they had with what I was looking for. So I took it and found out that I love the tan interior. Actually, it's such an offset from the color of the car that it's brighter than a gray or a black interior, and I really like it. So let's do our standard walk around the outside. Let's show you what the aesthetics of the car look like. Then we're going to go into the inside. It's going to feel a lot similar to, well, the older RAV4s in any of the RAV4s, to be honest. And then we're going to go through the last little bit. This is the RAV4 Hybrid all-wheel drive limited model, actually. So let's do a walk around. So this is what it looks like from the front, and also what it sounds like with the engine running. It is hot out today, so the air conditioner is running, which means the engine is going to run. But obviously it's going to go on and off depending on what it needs for power. That said, this is in their, what do they call this color? Had to look it up. It's Ruby Flare Pearl. That's the color of the exterior. Oh, made in Georgetown, Kentucky. Look at that. So shout out to Georgetown. But really nice aluminum rims. What's to say, it looks exactly the same as the other RAV4 I've done. All-wheel drive badging down there, and of course back here is where you're going to change what you're going to have. This is the traditional hybrid model, and yeah, it's a good looking vehicle. It is. I have nothing against this vehicle. I think they do need to do some improvements to the infotainment system, electronics in general, but I think that is what's looking for 2023. I believe they're doing some vast improvements inside. So if that's not a big detriment to you, it's a good looking vehicle. All LED headlights, I like it. This has the cameras both there, underneath the mirrors, and in the back, of course, the standard backup camera. Let's get inside first. Okay, walking in the door here. Nice interior view here. I do have some stuff sitting on the seat over there. Don't mind that. All right, let's get in here. A little quieter with the doors closed. Let's start like we always do. Okay, I apologize. I wanted to get this a little brighter. So standard window stuff. We do have seat memory seats. Down here, we do have some stuff down here by the left driver's knee. We do have a locked, whether you can see that or not, there is a button here to unlock your gas door as well as the hood. And then up here we do have automatic high beams, heated, I believe that's for the heated steering up by the heated windshield wiper zone to melt the snow off there. Camera view, heated steering wheel, pop the rear hatch, adjust your lights. Then we come up to the steering wheel. Standard controls that you're going to see in most Toyotas anymore. Pretty much all your cruise control stuff over here on the right hand side, although I will say on my last supercar it was on the left hand side, kind of different there, but different market it's manufactured in. And then you have your standard controls here where you can actually adjust, and let me get zoomed in here. We can actually go through and see our different informational areas. We can just kind of scroll through. Nothing right now, I don't have the audio on. Of course, we're not driving. There's the tire pressure, things like that. And then we can actually make adjustments. Turn features on or off, and then we're back to our standard pop-up stuff. No message there. So that's that. Right now I'm looking at about 36 miles to the gallon for standard driving. Pretty much full tank right now, I think. I filled up not too long ago, and probably have to just make sure it's topped off again one more time before I'm done with it. Standard misting, windshield wipers, lights. This does have auto lights, auto beams, does have fog lights. And then I think when we get into the standard stuff over here is probably what everybody's kind of looking at. Again, just like the last year RAV4s, very similar, basically exactly the same controls. Traction control off here. We do have a standard USB-A port and a 12-volt DC port down there. Of course, that needs to be updated to USB-A or USB-C, at least to give you an option between the two. Standard Toyota wireless charging pad that doesn't like MagSafe. MagSafe cases, that is. If you just have your MagSafe phone in there, it's going to do just fine, but doesn't like MagSafe cases. And then parking hold, you can actually change your mode, trail mode, EV mode. So it does allow you to go up to whatever it is, 10 miles an hour or whatever in straight EV without the engine starting. So if you need to be really quiet in the middle of the night down in the neighborhood, I don't know why, because nobody else does. That does give you an option there at least. And then push normal, we do have eco mode, sport mode, and then normal mode. You can see the colors. I don't know if you saw that. Let me go there. Green for eco, red for sport, and then just kind of the standard gray for the normal mode when you push the button for normal. Now, this is a CarPlay capable vehicle, so long as you plug it in. Does not support wireless CarPlay. They really need to get these things updated. Wireless capability has been around for so long now, and it's just crazy that to see a 2022 vehicle like this one that is pretty much topped off for the RAV4 that doesn't have wireless CarPlay. I don't understand why these companies don't spend some more research and development funds on things that people will actually really enjoy, and that's one of them. Not having to plug my phone in to use CarPlay is so much better. But I digress. We do have full navigation on this one as well with the standard Toyota maps. I'm not going to go into every single feature on this because you've seen it before, and if you really want to see it, if you watch my 2021 video on the RAV4 Prime, you'll be able to see more of this as well. And yeah, you know, projection mode for the CarPlay, it's, you know, you have to plug the USB port in, and I think that's kind of a joke. I do, like before, I do like this little shelf here. It's real easy, quick access stuff. I do like that. And then you do have a full book there too, and decent sized glove box. So let's jump to the back. I will say this before we jump to the back. 11 speaker JBL audio system. Love the audio systems in some of these vehicles, and this one's right in there with it. All right, rear seat time. Now I have the driver's seat back to where I'm comfortable. I'm 5'11". More than enough room for an adult in the back seat, even with me in comfort mode. We do have two USB-C ports for the rear seat, so that You know, at least when they were looking at engineering this one, they actually gave a darn about the people in the rear versus the people in the front. I shouldn't say that. It does have a USB-A port and a wireless charger up there, so it's not that crazy. I didn't go over the panoramic roof. I probably should do that from the front. It's, you know, because of the controls. I apologize I didn't do that, but I'll do that here in a second. We do have heat seaters in the back. Love that. Nice armrest with decent cup holders. That's always a big thing that I always pay attention to is cup holders for my kids. They need to be able to put their drink just like I do. All right, let's go to the back before we do the sunroof. Let's open this guy up. So back here, we do have a nice retractable guy. It does come here on the limit at least. JBL sub back here. We do have 12-volt power. Yeah, solid vehicle. I mean, in all reality, I'm a huge fan of the RAV4. There's a full size or a nice spare location. Keeps it in the vehicle there like normal. Nothing really crazy to say about here. It's actually got a good amount of space. I really we will do our traditional one that I haven't done for a while, and we'll put the luggage back here in a little bit to see how much luggage fits in this guy. But yeah, pretty good. It's a RAV. You know, it's got good storage. And just as I'm about to pull this by for the engine kicks on. So here we are. This is the RAV4 hybrid engine for the 2022 model. Fairly quiet. Okay, so I just stopped to put the stick up, but I'm trying to find where you would jump the vehicle. I always like to point that out because that's a big thing if your battery dies. And of course you don't have a traditional 12-volt battery that's just gonna pop out on this guy. I'm pretty sure it's in the fuse box from what I can see. So if you actually pop the fuse box open, and that's by pulling these two tabs and then the tab back here. I'm just doing it for one-handed use. Right here underneath this, there's actually a little positive terminal. So you put your jumper here, and then you get to the negative line to something that's on the actual vehicle. That is interesting to me, but that's your positive terminal right there in the fuse box. Very, very interesting. All right, well that's I just wanted to point that out because that's a key thing to everybody that owns a vehicle to know how to start their car. And as promised, when we you can see there's two levers here, one for the shade, and we get a nice large panoramic. Well, not one piece, but it is two piece because it is an opening sunroof too. Now, personally, I actually like one big piece of glass. I'm not as big as into sunroofs as I am into the panoramic roofs, just because I've owned sunroofs and I've never really used them that much. But the panoramic roof I kind of do like, but I love being able to close it with the click of a switch. Wish my vehicle had that. Real quick, I did want to show you what it sounds like or what it looks like turning on. And that is because the engine just doesn't start when you do it, because it does have that battery capability with the hybrid. So everything kind of boots up, the air starts going. Usually starts in eco cool mode for me, but maybe not because it's so hot out. But I did want to show, in case there goes the air, and the engine hasn't kicked on yet. Eventually it will if it's needed, but not until it's needed. So like all hybrids, that's always a nice thing. I also wanted to show what CarPlay mode looks like, and so I just plugged my phone in, so it's charging now off that port. There we go. And I already authorized it because I've used it with here before. The first time the phone will ask you to authorize it, and then you can bring it up. So that's what my daughters were listening to down at the pool. And there we are. So that's what CarPlay looks on here. I did show it on the other RAV as well, but might as well show it again. One of the things I failed to mention is the mirror does have the rear backup camera capability built into it. So you just flip it like you typically would go to, you know, nighttime mode, and you can see the backup camera. Pretty awesome. And I would argue, well, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 9 carry-on luggage pieces. because you could do 1, 2, 3 on top. That's a lot of luggage, and that's without adjusting anything, so pretty solid. So 6, and you'll still be able to cover everything up with the back sheet. Pretty awesome. So like I said, this is the limited all-wheel drive, basically top of the line hybrid model from in the RAV4 line. And you can get lower trims. This one sits priced out at $43,369, I think is what it actually technically really sits at. Personally, you can get a little bit less equipped RAV4 Prime. And if you do that, you get the capability of being able to do small trips with no fuel used at all, other than the electricity that you would charge at home, which is substantially cheaper than any fuel you're going to put in this vehicle. If I personally, I would take a little bit less equipment to go to the RAV4 Prime personally. However, if you do a lot of highway driving, less in-town driving, in a heartbeat, I would probably go with this one. You're going to save the money, and well, you're going to get a lot of extra features capable to you for that money. So really comes down to how you drive the vehicle. Now this one, even at its top trim model, you're only getting a 9-inch touch display for the infotainment system. I wish that was bigger, and I'm pretty sure give it a year and it will be. So if technology and electronics are important to you in your vehicle, and there's nothing wrong with it, because to me it actually is, then maybe wait if you're not in need of a vehicle right this second, because next year's model, you don't know what it's going to bring. And so I'm really looking forward to what they do, because I am a big fan of this, specifically at the fuel economy you're getting on this vehicle. You're getting 41.38, I think. So in town, 41 miles to the gallon, on the highway 38. That's awesome. I mean, that's pure awesome on an SUV, specifically an all-wheel drive SUV. That's awesome. So the future is only going to hold better things, and I can't wait to see what they do. So thank you, as always, for watching this video, and give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you can for me, and I will be back with more, and I'm going to try to kind of tiptoe all over the place, whether it's the premium vehicles to the more standard vehicles. I want to try to get everything, a little bit of everything on the channel, and if you have any recommendations, specifically in the Toyota line, I am all ears, and by all means, hit me up, techgooch.com. You can get a hold of me directly, and that's usually the best and easiest way to get a hold of me. So otherwise, thank you for watching to the end of this video, and we'll catch you on the future video review right here on techgooch. See you soon.